Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. There now are new guidelines and some new guidance that was just released for the Payment Protection Program, and this PPP Round 2 video is for you if you are self-employed, have self-employment income, and are just simply curious to learn about some of the changes and updates to PPP Round 2, whether you are a second draw applicant or first draw applicant like myself for this Round 2, PPP 2.0, if you will, because President Biden and his team at the White House just released a fact sheet earlier this week, and there are some changes to your ability to apply for and get a forgivable PPP Round 2 loan. I'll share what we know so far, and we'll share my thoughts at the end of the video. There are some pretty important changes, but in my opinion, the two biggest changes are this. Number one, you could now apply and get more money than you could before. And number two, there is an exclusive time frame for you to be able to apply. So this video actually has a very short shelf life, and I could care less if you tap like and hit the like button. What I care about is you getting more money in your pocket. So the best thing that I think you could do is to text this video to a buddy of yours or to post it on maybe like a social media Facebook group that you're in, because the more people that are aware of this, the better, and the more money we can put in people's pockets, the faster we can get our economy back up and running again. I'm filming this video on Thursday, February 25th, but from yesterday, February 24th, through Tuesday, March 9th, the SBA will exclusively be accepting applications from those of you that are self-employed or small business owners that employ under 20 employees. Here's the fact sheet directly from the White House. Institute a 14-day period starting Wednesday, during which only businesses with fewer than 20 employees can apply for relief through the program. 98% of small businesses have fewer than 20 employees. They are Main Street businesses that anchor our neighborhoods and help families build wealth. And while the Biden and Harris administration has directed significantly more relief to these smallest businesses in this round of PPP than in the prior round, these businesses often struggle more than larger businesses to collect the necessary paperwork and secure relief from a lender. The 14-day exclusive application period will allow lenders to focus on serving these smallest businesses. The Biden-Harris administration will also make sustained effort to work with lenders and small business owners to ensure small businesses take maximum advantage of this 2-week window. Okay, now here's the second thing, and arguably the most important. When I applied and got approved for my PPP Round 2 loan as a first draw applicant, I was only able to use my Schedule C line 31, which is my net business revenue after I've taken off all of my business deductions. But the change now is that you could use your gross revenue for these calculations, which is your Schedule C line 7. Here's an example of what I mean. These are not my personal figures, just an example for you to follow along. If you had a Schedule C line 7 gross revenue of $45,000, but took $15,000 worth of write-offs for advertising, driving your car, or writing off your car or equipment purchase through Section 179, office expenses, repairs and maintenance, or things like business travel, then your Schedule C line 31 would have only been $30,000. Well, $30,000 divided by 12 months is $2,500, and $2,500 times 2.5 is $6,250. But now that you can use Schedule C line 7, you take $45,000 and apply the same formula, divide by 12 months, multiply times 2.5, and you arrive at $9,375, which is a difference of $3,125 more than what you could have gotten previously. If you make more than this much money, that's awesome. Just do your own calculation based on your own math and go from there. The other changes the White House has requested the SBA make about the PPP loan program are as follows. help sole proprietors, independent contractors, and self-employed individuals receive more financial support. These types of businesses, which include home repair, contractors, beauticians, and small independent retailers, make up a significant majority of all businesses. Of these businesses, those without employees are 70% owned by women and people of color. Yet many are structurally excluded from the PPP or were approved for as little as $1 because of how PPP loans are calculated. To address this problem, here we go. To address this problem, the Biden-Harris administration will revise the loan calculation formula for these applicants so that it offers more relief. And establish a $1 billion set aside for businesses in this category without employees located in the low and moderate income areas. So this is what we talked about earlier about how they are changing the calculation formula for how much PPP money you can get. Next item, consistent with a bipartisan bill, eliminate an exclusionary restriction that prevents small business owners with prior non-felony convictions from obtaining relief through the Paycheck Protection Program. Currently, a business is ineligible for PPP if it is at least 20% owned by an individual who has either an arrest or conviction for a felony related to financial assistance fraud within the previous 5 years, or any other felony with the previous year. To expand access to PPP, the Biden-Harris administration will adopt bipartisan reforms included in the PPP Second Chance Act, co-sponsored by Senators Ben Cardin, Rob Portman, Cory Booker, and James Lankford, which would eliminate the second restriction, the 1-year look back, unless the applicant or owner is incarcerated at the time of application. The next one, eliminate an exclusionary restriction that prevents small business owners who are delinquent on their federal loans from obtaining relief through the Paycheck Protection Program. Currently, the PPP is not available to any businesses with at least 20% ownership by an individual who is currently delinquent or has defaulted within the last 7 years on a federal debt, including a student loan. Millions of Americans are delinquent on student loans, including a disproportionate number of Black borrowers. Working with the Departments of Treasury and Education, the SBA will remove the student loan delinquency restriction to broaden access to the PPP. And then this next one, I've actually got a few questions on in the comment section of some of my other videos. Here you go. Ensure access for non-citizen small business owners who are lawful U.S. residents by clarifying that they may use individual taxpayer identification numbers, ITINs, to apply for relief. The PPP statute is clear that all lawful U.S. residents may access the program, but a lack of guidance from the SBA has created inconsistency in access for ITIN holders like green card holders for those here on a visa. The SBA will address this unfair inconsistency by issuing clear guidance in the coming days that otherwise eligible applicants cannot be denied access to the PPP because they use ITINs to pay their taxes. Okay, so here are my thoughts. I jotted down a few notes and I'm just gonna go through them one by one. The first thought that I have is to be patient. The SBA is doing a great job of updating their website, but as you go through this process, you have to remain calm and remain patient because there are changes that are happening right now this week as I speak. Even as I film this video, there are changes happening to the website. The SBA website currently still reflects the old calculation. So be patient, take your time, and just continue to check the SBA website and continue to stay in communication with your lender. If you haven't applied yet, I think you should apply now because during this 14-day window, the SBA is exclusively accepting applications for those of you that are self-employed, that employ under 20 people, and that includes you if you are self-employed with no employees, if you're a one-man band or a one-woman band. So that's my other thought is if you haven't applied yet, now's the time to do it. Now, if you've already applied using your Schedule C line 31 and your Schedule C line 7 will allow you to get a larger forgivable PPP loan, then I think you should apply and try to get more money. You can do that by contacting your lender that you already went through for that PPP loan, that PPP Round 2 loan, either as a second draw applicant or as a first draw applicant, because of the fact that they have changed the rules, changed the guidelines, changed the guidance and the calculation, and you now can use your Schedule C line 7. That should make you eligible for a larger loan amount. So I would not encourage you to go through a different lender that you haven't even communicated or spoken to yet, to make it easier on yourself, make it easier on your current lender to hopefully approve you faster. I would apply directly with the same lender and remain patient and remain in communication with that lender with the hope that you can apply for and get a larger loan. Also, I was originally planning on applying for forgiveness right away because I thought that I could, but when I started that process with my lender as a PPP Round 2 first draw applicant, I was told that I had to wait at least 8 weeks from the disbursement date from my loan. I'm glad that I goofed up on that and that they clarified that I can't even apply for forgiveness yet, because this allows me the opportunity to go back in and reapply with them. So if you are a part of PPP Round 1 back from 2020 and you haven't applied for forgiveness yet, then hold off and don't apply for forgiveness yet, because that will impact your ability to go back and reapply for PPP Round 1, the money that you got back in 2020, because you will likely be able to apply and get a little bit more now that the calculation has changed, which also probably is going to impact your ability to get a different number for PPP Round 2 as a second draw applicant. So hold off on applying for forgiveness yet. Let the dust settle from some of these changes and try to get a little bit more money if you're eligible. Hey, I know this isn't directly correlated to PPP Round 2 and how much money you're now eligible and qualify for, but if you're self-employed and you're not really sure if you should write off your vehicle using Section 179 deduction, or if you should take the standard mileage rate method of deducting your vehicle, then check out this video right here. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments down below. I appreciate your time. See you in the next one.